Hey, welcome back to Living in Minnesota. My name is Joe Carmack, and this is Prior Lake. The city of Prior Lake is down to our very far southwest corner of the metro. So this is going to be just beyond Eden Prairie out that direction, or over to the west of Burnsville if you're familiar with that area. What you're going to find with Prior Lake there are about 15 different lakes that make up the city. So it's kind of like they just took a ton of lakes on the map, drew a circle around it, and that's what gives you Prior Lake. It's a very old city in the downtown area, so you're going to see lots of those little vintage boutique types of restaurants. We've got Idlewise's Bakery and a cookie shop, and some cute little mom and pop stores, but it's not going to be a real big main area for any kind of commerce. There is plenty of commercial going on in Prior Lake area. They've got a few different developments coming up and some main corporations that have moved down towards this area, but it's also going to be primarily residential. You'll find quite a few lakefront properties. You'll find newer developments. You'll find a few more modest developments, and we're going to take you on a tour of all of those today. The city of Prior Lake is located in Scott County, which is actually one of Minnesota's fastest growing counties. The population is only about 26,000 though, so even though expansion is moving down out of the metro, people looking for bigger lots, a little more space, a little more unique properties, but it's still definitely got that small town feel. The city of Prior Lake shares its school district with Savage, which is a city that's right next door, so it's the Prior Lake Savage School District. Niche.com gives it overall an A rating, so it is a good school district. It is #1 in Scott County, which is almost kind of funny because it's about the biggest one that covers most of the county, but it does have a B+ rating in every category for Niche.com, except for diversity, which is only a C+, and resources and facilities, which is a C rating. Minnesota's got quite a few indigenous tribes. With that comes several different casinos around the state. So in Prior Lake, one of the things the city is most known for is Misted Lake Casino. This is a huge casino. Obviously it's got everything indoors, but they also do outdoor concerts. There's a huge golfing area, quite a few parks around this area. So it is really a big destination for people around the Twin Cities to come to. The #1 thing I hear from people moving to Minnesota, especially from places like California, is just how green it is. And Prior Lake is definitely no exception. You've got quite a few different lakes. The city's got 55 different parks, including Spring Lake Park, where we're at right now. It's got about 1,000 acres of green space, 80 miles of trails, and of course with all those lakes, you're gonna get all the essentials that you love in Minnesota, like beaches, different recreational activities, fishing piers, and a whole bunch more. All right, let's talk real estate in Prior Lake, Minnesota now. So the Twin Cities metro median sales price is about $355,000. Prior Lake is $485, so it is considerably higher than the average suburb city around Minneapolis. If you compare it to some of the neighboring cities, however, Eden Prairie, for example, is about $450, so it's just a touch more than that. Burnsville and Bloomington are definitely less expensive, around that median price point. If you're wanting something a little bit newer but still affordable, on the other side of the Fish Point neighborhood, there are some newer options. Those are typically going to have a 3-car garage, primarily all split entries or multi-level homes. If you're not familiar with what those are, a split entry is when you walk into the home and you've immediately got a half flight of stairs to go up or down, and then a multi-level is where you've got primarily, your living, dining, kitchen areas on one level, ground level, and then you can go up a half a flight to your bedrooms, down a half a flight to the basement. So that's gonna be the style of home that you'll see around this area in the lower price points. Homes in this neighborhood are gonna typically start you out at the high 300s right now, or the low 400s. So there really aren't going to be a lot of options below about 350 and down for single families. Has some of the coolest luxury homes and neighborhoods anywhere in the Twin Cities. I would compare it quite a bit to Minnetonka if you're familiar with that area, because there's so many different lakes, the big ones being Upper Prior Lake, Lower Prior Lake, and then Spring Lake, but there's also about a dozen others. So if you're looking to be on the lake or off, there's plenty of options. If you're on the lake, you may find older homes. A lot of people will tear them down, renovate them, and build really nice new properties. You may get lucky and find a lot that hasn't been developed. Maybe somebody's subdivided off. So then you can get right on the lake. But even if you want to be in a traditional neighborhood, there's plenty of options, whether new construction or a resale home. The sky's the limit on the prices for those, so obviously it's going to depend a ton. Easily you can be up at over $1 million. I've seen some as much as 3.5 or 4 million if you're in some of the nicer areas. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in Prior Lake. My name is Joe Carmack, and if you're thinking about moving to Minnesota, I'd love to be your agent. So find all my contact info down below, and I'll catch you next time.